How's it going, everyone? It is Drago. So I just got back from seeing Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, which, gosh dang, it is really good to see Sam Raimi back to direct movies, mainly superhero movies. And I just really wanted to talk about this movie because I really enjoyed it. So, spoilers for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. So again, this film is made by Sam Raimi. You can very much tell there's a lot of Sam Raimi shots in this movie, and particularly there's a lot of things from Sam Raimi's horror movies that kind of make it into this movie. Like specifically, I can think Evil Dead, because for one, there's a zombie version of Doctor Strange in this movie, and then secondly, when they're doing scenes with like Wanda stalking people, they're kind of doing the like leave evil effect from like Evil Dead, and pretty much just a ton of camera movements that Sam Raimi has done in a lot of his previous films. And of course, he had to do a reference to Spider-Man in this movie. We didn't actually get Spider-Man, sadly, but he was just mentioned. Benedict Cumberbatch, like, my goodness, man, he does a really good job. I mean, he has to play multiple versions of himself, ranging from guy that was going to kill a child to zombie to evil. I think his whole arc in this movie of kind of him just trying to find his own happiness and stuff was really good, especially going from him in What If to where you saw the worst timeline version of him just be absolutely depressed and killing his whole universe just to get a woman back. Which, going on about the What If version of Doctor Strange, I'm pretty sure that's him that shows up in this movie, the evil version of Strange. And gosh dang, their fight is freaking unique. You know, just starting off with just like regular magic, but then they start fighting each other with like musical notes. Like, there's such a creative idea. It was actually kind of cool that each one had their own like music style going with their attacks. At the end of this movie, he gets the like third eye or whatever. Like, does that mean he's possessed by the evil Strange, or is that just like the side effect of using that book? I know when they were marketing this movie, they didn't ever really want to tell us who the villain was, and the villain ended up being Scarlet Witch, and I really was into her whole arc here. Obviously, the past movies and WandaVision, she has been more and more broken as we've gone along here. And it really just culminates into this movie to where she's gone absolutely insane trying to bring back her kids. Marvel most of the time doesn't have their villains have that great of motivations. I mean, you obviously have exceptions with like Thanos, like Killmonger. I really liked her motivations. I thought obviously she's a crazy person that just wants her kids back and literally does not care who she has to kill or what she has to do to get that to happen. Pretty sure she's probably not dead by the end of this movie. She's like sacrificing herself to blow up the dark book. They didn't show a body, and literally her magic is like the most broken thing ever. So I'm pretty sure she's probably gonna come back. If not her, a multiverse version of her. I mean, I did predict it, but like when she's about to practically like kill off everyone, how they're teleporting her to a different dimension, I'm like, oh, this has to be in front of her kids. And yep, it was in front of her kids, and that literally just snapped her out of her crazy murderous rage. There's some great dual shots with Wanda and Scarlet Witch, like her trying to possess this alternate version of her. Like, they did like these camera moves to where they're like switching in and out of that reality. It is so cool. Now, going on to what got spoiled a few days before this movie came out, which would be the Illuminati. I mean, obviously we had Patrick Stewart in one of the trailers beforehand, but like they posted a trailer that like full on said like the Illuminati will see you now. Really cool to see fan cast people as, you know, members of the Illuminati. Gosh dang, the Illuminati looked like a group of losers because they all died really fast. But I will say they were going up against maybe the worst person to fight, a very mad mom. Honestly, like, I know from rumors, I know people were saying like, oh yeah, there's gonna be Fantastic Four in this, and it's gonna be the original ones from like the Fox movies in the early 2000s. Genuinely was not surprising it to be John Krasinski as Reed Richards. That had my theater like freaking out that he showed up, and I was like, oh dang, they actually got him. I'm like, is he gonna be in like the Fantastic Four movies, or is this a one-time deal? I mean, he did say he wants to direct a Marvel movie, but genuinely I do think he was pretty good as Reed Richards. It sucks that we couldn't see the other members of the Fantastic Four. Black Bolt was pretty okay. I mean, he literally didn't have much to do and he ended up killing himself. The Captain Marvel alternate version, I literally do not care. Patrick Stewart back as Professor X. I mean, he died pretty darn brutally, but I think he had a very nice moment and stuff, and it's very nice to see him in the classic X-Men outfit, and they even did like the X-Men animated theme with him. I wonder if this means because he came back, does this mean that like Wolverine's coming back now? I know a lot of people would be excited to see Peggy Carter, but she literally got Darth Mauled. I mean, she could come back as Darth Maul. Like, she has like robot legs and stuff now, but most likely she's probably dead. I feel like I'm forgetting one of the members of the Illuminati and how they died. No, the one that I think is the only one to survive is Baron Mordo. I know I got rumored to death that Tobey Maguire and like Tom Cruise are going to be in this movie, and it kind of sucks that they weren't, but you know, I think they might have been in at one point, but there was just so much going on in this movie that it's like didn't fit for pacing purposes. Which, speaking of cameos in this, I quite liked the Bruce Campbell cameo. He had a pretty fun, you know, he's beating himself up because of Strange's spell, and then I think it's actually maybe the funnest ending to a Marvel post-credit scene. Like, the very final one is like him finally stopping punching himself, and he's like, oh, it's finally over. I was like, oh, that's really fun. I like that one. You know, obviously the end of the movie, you know, Wanda coming to terms with, hey, I am actually a monster. And then Strange coming to terms with, you know, maybe I can't go out with this girl, but every version of myself will love you. Dang, Sam Raimi, you freaking love doing this to your superheroes, man. No, I can't have you because I'm a superhero and I gotta protect you. I love you, but goodbye. But no, seriously, like I'm joking, but like it is a very good moment. I really like that. I know people were crying and complaining online like, oh man, this doesn't fit the Marvel formula. I am so refreshed that this movie is so different. I'm so excited that Sam Raimi's back doing superhero movies again. And literally this movie was a horror movie, and it was really fun throughout the whole thing. I mean, there was actually some genuinely spooky moments in here. Like Scarlet Witch as like a horror movie villain, like she's chasing you down and like you have no powers to stop her because she has like literally the god abilities. Absolutely terrifying because you're like, how do you stop this chick? I really liked the different tone of this movie. I think it was very refreshing for the MCU. I'm very excited to see where Doctor Strange goes. I'm a little confused about the third eye thing that he has now. Like, what does that give him? Is that literally just the downside of using the Darkhold book? Or is that like an extra ability he has now? And I don't know who the girl he joins at the end of this movie is. It does look like they're going into like the Dormammu dimension. But generally, I really did like this movie. There's so many cool moments. There's so much visual stuff that is so cool. Like them going into the multiverse and just seeing like the different versions of stuff. I mean, the multiverse could have been explored a little bit more, but dude, we have so much Marvel coming up. Like, it's going to get explored there. But genuinely, I really hope Sam Raimi comes back to do another Doctor Strange or maybe more superhero movies. Please have him make Spider-Man 4. Otherwise, what did you guys think of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness? I really love this movie. It was a lot of fun. I'm honestly probably forgetting some things because there's so much like just smashing you over the head. Otherwise, leave your comments below and thank you for watching. And this is Drago signing out.